Everyone grabbed the money, but she said no. What happened next shocked the village. The village was quiet in the way only poor places become quiet at sunset. Not peaceful, just tired. The sun hung low, orange and heavy, as if even it was exhausted from watching the same suffering every day. Dust floated in the air, settling on rooftops, on dry leaves, on people's skin. Goats returned home slowly. Children's laughter faded. Hunger came alive. In this village lived a woman named Amina. She was not old, yet life had already aged her. She was not weak, yet life had tested her strength every day. Amina was a widow. Her husband had died 3 years earlier, not in a dramatic way, not in a way that brought sympathy for long. He fell sick. There was no money for proper treatment. Within weeks, he was gone. Just like that. What remained was silence. And responsibility. Amina had no children to support her, but she carried the weight of survival alone. She washed clothes for others. She cleaned houses. She fetched water. She worked with her hands until they cracked, yet she never complained. People in the village knew her as the quiet one, not because she had nothing to say, but because she chose dignity over noise. That evening, her stomach burned with hunger. She had eaten nothing since morning. Still, her clothes were clean. Her back was straight. Her head was held high. Because Amina believed one thing deeply. If poverty takes my pride, then I am truly finished. She walked toward the village square, hoping to find some leftover work before nightfall. Maybe someone needed help. Maybe someone would offer food in exchange for labor. That was when everything changed. A deep engine sound cut through the quiet village. A black luxury car rolled in slowly, kicking up dust behind it. People stopped. Children stared. Whispers spread like fire through dry grass. Who is that? A rich man? What is he doing here? The car stopped in the middle of the square. A well-dressed man stepped out. His clothes were neat. His shoes clean. His posture calm. He didn't look lost. He looked intentional. Like someone who came with a purpose. He scanned the crowd slowly. Not like a man showing power, but like a man searching for something specific. People gathered closer. The stranger reached into his pocket and pulled out a thick bundle of cash. A gasp moved through the crowd. Then he spoke. I am giving free money today, he said loudly. No work required. No questions. Just take it. For a moment, nobody moved. Then chaos. Hands stretched forward. Voices rose. People pushed closer. Some laughed. Some begged. Some exaggerated their suffering. The stranger handed money out calmly, watching faces carefully. Then his eyes stopped on Amina. She stood slightly away from the crowd. Quiet. Still. He walked toward her and held the money out. This is for you, he said. The village went silent. Everyone expected her to grab it. After all, she was poor. She was hungry. She needed it. Amina looked at the money. Her heart raced. Her stomach screamed. That money could buy food. It could bring comfort. It could ease pain, at least for a while. But something stronger spoke inside her. She slowly shook her head. No, she said softly. A ripple of shock moved through the crowd. The stranger raised his eyebrows. You don't want it? I cannot take it, Amina replied. Why? He asked. She took a deep breath. I do not know you, she said. And I did not earn this money. Her voice was calm. Not proud. Not angry. Just firm. I am poor, she continued. But I am not desperate enough to lose my dignity. For a second, nobody spoke. Then laughter exploded. She must be mad. Free money and she refuses? Hunger has damaged her brain. Some mocked her openly. Some shook their heads. One man shouted, "If you don't want it, give it to me." Amina felt their words like stones, but she did not react. They laughed at her choice, but they had no idea she was about to change everything. She turned and walked away. Each step felt heavy, not because she was wrong, but because doing right often feels lonely. Behind her, the stranger watched quietly. The crowd continued grabbing money, laughing, celebrating. But his eyes followed Amina until she disappeared down the dusty road. As Amina walked home, memories flooded her mind. She remembered the day she begged once, only once, after her husband's death. She remembered how people avoided her eyes, how someone tossed coins on the ground instead of placing them in her hand. That night she cried, and she promised herself, never again. She reached her small home, a simple structure of mud walls and a tin roof. There was no food inside, no light, only silence. She sat on the floor and closed her eyes. "Hunger will pass," she whispered, "but shame lasts forever." Back in the village square, the stranger raised his hand. "Enough," he said. The crowd slowly quieted. "You think today was about money," he said, "but you are wrong." Confusion spread across faces. He pointed toward the road Amina had taken. "That woman," he said, "is the reason I came here." Murmurs filled the air. "She refused what all of you begged for," he continued. "And that tells me more than words ever could." People exchanged nervous glances. The stranger took a deep breath. "My name is Samuel Cade," he said. "I am not here to give charity. I am here to find character." Silence. "For years," he continued, "I have given money to people who asked. And for years, I watched it disappear without changing lives. So I decided to test something else." He paused. "I offered money to see who would take it, and who would refuse it with dignity." Faces dropped. "I want to meet that woman," Samuel said. "The one who said no." No one spoke. Then slowly, someone pointed down the road. Samuel nodded and got back into his car. That night, Amina heard a knock on her door. She froze. Visitors at night were rare. She opened the door cautiously. Samuel stood there. "I apologize for coming so late," he said, "but I needed to speak with you." Amina nodded silently. "I watched you today," he continued, "and I saw something I haven't seen in years. Integrity." Amina listened, unsure. "I run businesses across this country," Samuel said, "but I am tired of hiring people who have skill but no values." He looked at her seriously. "I want to help you," he said, "but not with free money." Amina's heart beat fast. "What do you mean?" she asked. "I want to offer you work," Samuel replied. "Real work. With dignity." Her eyes filled with tears, not of desperation, but of hope. "I don't want your pity," she said. Samuel smiled. "That is exactly why I am here." Samuel stood there quietly, letting his words settle in the small room. The oil lamp flickered between them, throwing soft shadows on the mud walls. Amina wiped her eyes slowly. "What kind of work?" she asked. "Work that uses your hands, your honesty, and your mind," Samuel replied. "I own a textile company in the city. We train people. We pay them fairly. No shortcuts. No begging." Amina lowered her gaze. "I have no education," she said. "No connections. Only these hands." Samuel nodded. "Education can be taught," he said. "Skill can be learned. But character—" He paused. "Character is rare." Silence filled the room again. Outside, the village slept, unaware that one decision had already shifted the future. "I will think about it," Amina said carefully. Samuel smiled. That is all I ask. He left her a card with an address and stood up. I'll be leaving the village tomorrow morning, he said. If you come, come because you choose to, not because you are hungry. Then he walked out into the night. Amina sat there for a long time, staring at the door. That night, hunger twisted inside her stomach, but hope warmed her chest. For the first time in years, she slept with a question instead of fear. Morning came quickly. The village buzzed with gossip. Did you hear? The rich man went to her house. She must have taken the money after all. I knew she was pretending. Amina walked through the village with steady steps, ignoring the whispers. She carried nothing but a small cloth bag. When she reached the main road, she stopped. The city felt far, unknown, dangerous. Fear whispered, stay. But something stronger answered, go. She turned toward the road and walked. The city overwhelmed her. Cars moved fast. Buildings rose high. People rushed as if running from something invisible. Samuel's office stood tall and clean. When Amina entered, people stared. Her clothes were simple, her accent rural, but she stood straight. Samuel welcomed her personally. You came, he said. Yes, Amina replied, because I want to work. Training was not easy. Her hands ached. Her back burned. Her mind struggled with new things. Some trainees laughed at her mistakes. She's too old. She's too slow. But Amina stayed silent and learned. Every day she arrived early. Every day she left late. She asked questions. She listened. She improved. Weeks turned into months. Slowly, people stopped laughing. They started watching, then respecting. Samuel noticed everything. One afternoon, he called her into his office. I want you to supervise a small team, he said. Amina froze. Me? Yes, Samuel replied. You don't rush. You don't cheat. And people follow you. Tears filled her eyes again. Not tears of pain. Tears of becoming. Back in the village, news traveled fast. That woman? She works in the city now? With the same man? Some felt pride. Others felt regret. The ones who mocked her avoided her name. Years passed. Amina grew. She saved money. She learned business. She helped others without humiliating them. One day, Samuel invited her to a meeting. I'm stepping back, he said. I need someone I trust. Amina understood before he finished. I want you to run this branch. The room went silent. The same woman who once refused free money now led people. She accepted, not with shaking hands, but with earned confidence. Years later, Amina returned to her village, not in a luxury car, but in a simple one. She gathered the villagers together. I have not come to shame anyone, she said. I have come to remind you. She built a small training center. She offered work, not handouts. Some recognized the lesson too late. Others learned in time. Amina stood where she once refused money and smiled. Because destiny does not listen to desperation. Destiny listens to dignity. She refused free money, and destiny rewarded her beyond imagination.